A Lexington man well into his 70s is about to spend 2 decades in jail, the latest on a sexual abuse case.
She disappeared 3 months ago, but tonight there are new developments in the case of a missing Nelson County mother. Police say they now have a suspect.
The wait is almost over for UK basketball fans. We're live with a preview for tonight's Big Blue Madness.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. He admitted sexually abusing children decades ago, and today a Lexington man apologized to his victims as a judge sentenced him.
77-year-old Jack Cassidy pled guilty to 9 different counts. His twin brother Jerry also faces charges in the case. As Kristen Kennedy tells us, some of the victims were in the courtroom for the sentencing. It's our top story at 6.
They are serial sexual predators on young boys.
Victims like this man, who didn't want to talk on camera, had a tough time looking at Jack Cassidy in the courtroom.
I relived 2 years of my life.
The 77-year-old pleaded guilty to various sex crimes with half a dozen different boys back in the 1970s, many of whom were, investigators say, Boy Scouts under the direction of Cassidy and his twin Jerry. The judge sentenced him to the maximum amount of time under the statutory sentencing cap, 20 years.
She did the right thing today for the men that were involved 35 to 45 to 50 years ago. And all those men that did not come publicly and make their statements to the police, at least they get gratification today knowing what happens when they see it on the news.
Cassidy did address the victims in the courtroom this afternoon. He said he and his brother didn't know what they were doing.
I'd like to apologize to all those people for what I did. Really, we were out of our mind. I didn't know what we were doing.
His brother Jerry, who faces similar charges, is set to appear in court next month.
Even though that's all fast.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's an hour to do those things anymore.
In Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Cassidy told the judge he is worried about his twin's health and who will care for his twin when he's incarcerated. He's offering his house to the government in an attempt to make financial restitution. Prosecutors now say they'll seek the death penalty against 2 men accused of killing a Lexington Marine. They made the announcement during a hearing today for Dewan Mulazam and Quincinio Canada. The judge did grant a request for Mulazam's attorney that his client remain in Lexington instead of being transported back and forth from Louisville, where he has another case pending. The victim, Jonathan Price, was shot and killed outside a Lexington bar during a robbery last year.
Tonight we're tracking some major new developments in the search for a missing Nelson County mother. Crystal Rogers disappeared back in July. This afternoon, investigators said they now believe she is dead, and they have named her boyfriend as a suspect in her disappearance. The investigation has also cost a Bardstown police officer his job. Victor Puente is at the live desk now with the very latest. Victor?
That officer is the brother of the man now considered a suspect in the case. The Bardstown mayor made that announcement earlier today and terminated his employment. At a press conference this afternoon, Mayor John Royalty said the decision came after an administrative hearing that took place yesterday.
My words were, if we're moving forward with this, we make sure, and I told them to make sure, that you have your ducks in order.
Officer Nick Houck is the brother of Brooks Houck. Brooks was dating Crystal Rogers, who went missing in July and has been named a suspect in her disappearance. According to the mayor's release, Nick Houck called his brother while he was being interviewed by the Nelson County Sheriff's Department as part of the investigation into Rogers' disappearance.
Yeah, I was disappointed, obviously, and it's certainly not a happy day for any of us involved.
The Nelson County Sheriff said they believe Rogers is dead, but her family's holding out hope she's alive. Either way, the city attorney said Nick Houck hasn't been charged in this case.
We assume for our purposes that Officer Houck and anybody else in his family, that they were not guilty, if you will, or involved in any way, shape, or form in that.
Crystal Rogers disappeared July 3rd. Family members later found her car abandoned on the Bluegrass Parkway with her phone and purse still inside. At the live desk, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The parents of Crystal Rogers say that they're still trying to get custody of the son she has with Brooks Houck. New tonight, police arrested a Clay County woman after they say they found meth-making materials near her home where her child lived. The Clay County Sheriff's Office says they went to 40-year-old Kimberly Markham's home to check on the whereabouts of a man who was supposed to be on home incarceration. When police arrived, they say they noticed a strong chemical smell. In a building beside Markham's home, they say they found drain cleaner, ammonium nitrate, and other meth-making materials. Police charge Markham with making meth and drug trafficking.
The coldest air we have seen so far this fall is moving into the bluegrass for the weekend. Both a frost and even a freeze is possible. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell has an early look now at that forecast.
That'll really grab your attention as you get out and stir around this weekend, and that's not even the whole thing. You get into the daytime hours, and it's going to be chilly there as well because we're only in the low to mid 50s, so you can't escape the cool or the downright cold temperatures this weekend. It'll look a lot like this, like you see out there right now. In Lexington, we're looking at beautiful blue skies for the majority of the day. Hard to find any cloud cover. And currently, here at the station, we're sitting at 62 degrees, catching a northwesterly wind at around 7 miles per hour. Now look at this. We're talking about humidity down to 31%. When you get the air that dry, and you go into a nighttime period, it is easier to cool things off at a rapid rate. So we'll be able to watch those temperatures drop into the low and mid 30s, which would support this, the frost advisory that runs through Saturday morning. So areas of frost are expected throughout the entire area. Sunday morning, a good hard freeze. And here's what one of the models is trying to spit out for us. Low to mid 30s to start things off. You see coming in around 32 here in Lexington. Cooler than that in some spots with daytime highs only in the low to mid 50s. We will track all of it a little more in detail coming up for you in just a few minutes.
We will see you then. Thank you. Tonight, Big Blue fans will get their first look at this year's UK basketball team.
Big Blue Madness begins in about an hour at Rupp Arena, and the players tell us it's an important night for them. Our Rob Bromley joins us live from Rupp Arena. He's seen a lot of these Big Blue Madnesses with a preview. Rob?
Well, I have been fortunate to see many of them, just about all of them, Sam, and they are set to go here tonight. The fans getting into their seats. The doors have been open for a while now. It is mid-October, and it is time for Big Blue Madness, the big show here in Rupp Arena tonight. The fans look forward to it every year, so do the players. Many of the players witness it as recruits. Now they have a chance to be a part of it. It's tipped off the season for Kentucky basketball for more than 30 years, and tonight is the big night.
I mean, it's good. You know, it's great for the freshmen to get announced to the basketball world. Great for us to showcase what we can do to the fans. Great for all the fans to show our appreciation to them.
I'm expecting madness. You know, there's a lot of fans and friends and family that are going to come out and watch the game, and we're just excited to go out there and show everybody what we have.
Much more coming up shortly in sports. Of course, this is always used as a big recruiting tool by John Calipari, and that will be the case here again tonight. For now, that's it from here on the floor of Rupp Arena. Sam Amber, back to you.
Thank you, Rob. Big Blue Madness is tonight at 7 on the SEC Network.
Well, as you know, many UK fans look forward to this night every year. Some of them camped outside Memorial Coliseum for days just to get tickets to Big Blue Madness. And once again this year, fans have high expectations for their Cats. Garrett Weimer talked to some of them as they arrived at Rupp.
We're talking about practice, but every year it's one of the biggest days for Big Blue Nation. Fans came from all over the state, many with tickets they camped out for.
I come down here on a Wednesday and stayed and poured down rain, froze to death, but it's worth every minute of it.
A couple from Paintsville got their tickets just a few hours ago and hurried to get here for their first Big Blue Madness.
I was at work when he called me, and I didn't have a blue shirt, so guess where we stopped before we came here? Wildcat Warehouse.
Fans showing up hours early, already excited not just for tonight, but for the season.
I hope we end up in another Final Four championship. Well, I went last year and had an awesome time, had a bad turnout, but I'm raring to go again.
And that was our Garrett Weimer reporting. Big Blue Madness was started by Coach Joby Hall at Memorial Coliseum in 1982.
Tonight, the investigation continues into a threatening message found on the Eastern Kentucky University campus last week. Police still have not made any arrests for the threat. During the EKU Board of Regents meeting on Monday, EKU President Michael Benson will provide a general update on security issues on campus. In a WKYT investigation that aired yesterday at 6, EKU leaders told us they were looking at proposals to improve the current security system on campus, and they said that could include more cameras. A Floyd County teenager has been sentenced for damaging a football field. 18-year-old Dalton Frazier pled guilty to multiple charges this week. A judge sentenced him to 6 months in jail. Frazier admitted damaging the South Floyd football field by driving his car all over it and tearing up the sod. The judge also ordered Frazier to pay nearly $1,000 in damages. He'll also have to turn over his driver's license for now.
We have an update tonight on work to widen a stretch of New Circle Road in Lexington. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says next week crews will begin bringing in beams and installing them for the bridge over Alexandria Drive. The cabinet says from 7 Monday night until 7 Tuesday morning, the right lane of the inner loop of New Circle will be closed, and traffic will also be stopped at times on Alexandria Drive. A ceremony held earlier today in Frankfort saw 49 people become the newest citizens of the United States of America.
The naturalization ceremony kicking off with the Pledge of Allegiance led by a troop of Boy Scouts from Lawrenceburg. Dozens of family and friends made the trip to celebrate with the people becoming citizens. Some said the process was a culmination of more than 4 years of work.
And then it's like a dream that I actually did achieve, and I'm really happy, and I'm really honored to be a U.S. citizen right now.
During this ceremony, 26 countries and republics were represented by those who became citizens.
If you spent the day at Keeneland, you probably noticed a lot of blue. It was Sea Blue Day, which honors the University of Kentucky. This afternoon, UK students, alumni, and faculty received free admission to the track. UK band and the Wildcat cheerleaders were also on hand, stopping to take pictures with fans.
Just everybody coming up and looking at us, it's just truly an honor, and just being able to help the university and Keeneland promote college on the Sea Blue Day, it's just awesome.
The first 200 UK alumni to show their Alumni Association membership card received a special gift from the Keeneland gift shop.